¿Dónde está Santa Claus? Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Next up are the Christmas reviews. A very Harold and Kumar Christmas. Took me a while to get to this one, didn't it? Yeah, I was gonna do it last year, then I decided to do all those Christmas specials and episodes and stuff, and they got away from me. And here we are, finally finishing off the Harold and Kumar movies for now. Apparently, there's another one in the works, but nothing confirmed. And for a while, there was also a talk that they wanted to do a spin-off with Goldstein and the other guy. Rosenberg and Goldstein. Yeah. Showing the events of what they were doing while Harold and Kumar were going to White Castle. Sort of like the old... my 1.5 thing. But, they were doing their own thing the whole time, with a hot dog heaven. Well, I think time has passed, too much time has passed to do that, but, yeah. So, just so you're caught up on how I feel about these movies, I really like the first one. I think it's funny as hell. I think it's one of the better 2000s comedy movies. The second one, to me, felt like they had to go bigger and better, but it went too far with it. The jokes don't always land, and it was more annoying than it was funny to me. This one's better than 2, but it also falls in that category of sequels who have to ruin something only this in order to set up the story for this one. So by the end of the last film, Harold and Vanessa were finally together. And even Kumar, or not Vanessa's, Harold and his woman, Maria. Harold and Maria were finally together. And then Kumar and Vanessa also got together. And they went off to Amsterdam to get high. This movie takes place 7 years later, in 2011. Which was not actually 7 years later. Couldn't be. The first one came out in 2004. The second one in 2008. I don't know how they get 7. Well, yeah, wait a minute. Because the first one, both movies take place in 2004. I just remembered that. Because the second one takes place right after the first one. So there's your 7 years, right? So it does 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Boom. Yeah, math. Bitch. Yeah, it's there. I just remembered that. I forgot that it took place same time. So, yeah. And Harold and Maria are now married and expecting her family to come for Christmas, including her father, who doesn't particularly care for Harold, played by Danny Trejo. And Kumar is no longer friends with Harold. He and Vanessa broke up, and all he does is smoke weed all day. Yup. Kind of puts away the happy ending of the last one, doesn't it? No. They even try to show people what they're doing, doing separate things. Harold's with Maria. They want to start having a family, make a baby, and anticipating her father. He's at work, and he says, "Oh, I got a friend to take me home." There's a thing with his work that doesn't really come back. People are mad about something. I don't know what it is. It just only serves to introduce Thomas Lennon's character as his new friend, because that's the friend that picks him up. What about Kumar? Well, Kumar is a bum. He all he does is smoke weed all day. He has a new friend named Adrian that really... I don't know. There's some subplots in this that just don't work. First time I saw this movie, though, I went with my friend Schizo, or Jabart, as I call him. We went to it together. It wasn't in 3D when we saw it because our theater didn't have 3D at the time. So, doesn't now either when I have a theater. But at the time, the theater we had didn't have 3D. So it was just a regular version. And look, I understand that some of the stuff lends to jokes. But like, when sticking stuff into the camera is enough for some movies, they have to comment constantly about 3D. There's one point that he's talking about a movie that they're gonna go see in 3D. Oh, 3D, you don't want to see that. Is it really 3D? Is it stick out? And then later they talk about something that has 3Ds in the name. Yeah, it's my 3D. I'm like, really? I get it. We get it. We get it. This is a 3D movie. But if you're watching this in 2D, it's just kind of annoying. You know, it doesn't really add to anything. There. So the two aren't friends anymore, but Kumar, he gets the mysterious package and he brings it to Harold, and inside is a joint. He lights it, but Harold throws it out the window only for it to fly back in and burn down the tree that Danny Trejo has been growing for 8 years. I'm just putting this out there. You know how long it takes for a tree to grow. There's no way a tree would be that big in only 8 years. Trees take forever to grow. There's no way 8 years that thing would be as big as the ceiling. 8 years. I'm just saying. But no, it burns. So now the plot is trying to find a tree. So Harold takes Thomas Lennon with him to get a tree. Meanwhile, Kumar, feeling bad about what happened, grabs Adrian and they go to find a tree. They buy the tree, but Harold gets to the place right after they bought it and chases after them, not knowing it's them. And then they do find it, and then the car blows up and there's no tree. Also, a very tasteless baby gets high on drugs jokes. Yeah, this would not fly now. So the joke is that Thomas Lennon brought his baby daughter with to get the tree. Kumar gets into the car, starts smoking weed, and the kid is right there. And just to kind of save time, she gets high on cocaine when it flies in their face. The dad does too, later one night at this party. And also acid, or not acid. What was it? It wasn't acid. It was another hallucinogen thing. Oh, close enough, I guess. No. But, like, there's a point where it just gets... Were they trying to set up a spinoff with these two? Because it didn't work if they were. Okay, so at some point, Adrian takes out everyone to this party. He's supposed to meet this girl, Mary, to deflower her. And so he goes upstairs promising that they can have her tree once he deflowers her. And he gets up there and she says that everyone's always too afraid to have sex with her, and she realizes that her father is a Russian Sergei Krakow or something like that. A Russian mobster played by Elias Koteas. You know. Casey Jones, Ninja Turtle movie. Yeah. Elias Koteas. So, seeing that that is his father, he freaks out, and Mary decides, okay, I want Harold to deflower me, and immediately starts to sexually assault him by grabbing his junk and everything. And then the dad walks in, and she says they tried to assault her. So now he wants to kill them, and in everything trying to get out of there, Adrian and Thomas Lennon and the baby, who at this point is already high on cocaine, and for some reason the baby on cocaine goes super fast in CGI. I don't know. They're left behind. The problem with this is that they keep cutting back to it for no reason. Yeah, the guy tells his goons to go after Harold and Kumar, and we go back a couple more times to see them in the closet, and every time I'm like, I don't care. But it's weird. It feels like something was cut, because at the end of their little subplot, they go to leave, and both the baby and Thomas Lennon have the acid or whatever it's supposed to be. And he's like, oh, a mint. And they walk off. And we never go back to them again. I even tried to see if there was like a mid-credit scene. Nothing. So, what are the guys going to do now? Well, they decide to just take this tree from some random exhibit thing and end up realizing that Neil Patrick Harris is not only still alive, but he's in this pageant thing. And look, this may be the most shoehorned Neil Patrick Harris cameo in this franchise. I know there was a thing at the end of the second one where you go back at the end and it's showing that he's still alive, that he's not dead or something. Well, apparently he died and went to heaven. Yeah, right. I'm sorry, but the Neil Patrick Harris of this in this universe would not go to heaven. Apparently he did. And he stole Jesus' women, so Jesus told God to send him back to earth. So now his big plan is to pretend to be gay to get with women. I don't know where to start with that, how that even makes any sense. I mean, they even demonstrate that it doesn't work, because he hits on this woman and says, oh, I can give you some advice, and then proceeds to give her a massage. You know, we're good friends, and then says, I'm going to get some lotion on your back in a few seconds. Yeah, he's rubbing the pepperoni back there. I'll say it like that. And she realizes that, freaks out, and smacks him, and then he's like, hey, Roldy Kumar, what's up? And you're like, aren't you dead? And that's when he tells him the story. I'm like, that's the dumbest way to bring him back. But yeah, he gives them the tree, and then I think the Russian gangsters find him, and the tree is just sort of done. They don't get the tree. They also get the Waffle Bot, which, look, I swear there was more to that Waffle Bot. Because there's the Waffle Bot, they find it, it ends up losing power, and I don't think they even bring it with them when they start walking back. Poor Waffle Bot. I swear that is Mandela effect. I swear there was a subplot where they kind of hint at it, where like the Waffle Bot's in love with Kumar, so it hates Harold, but all it amounts to is him saving Harold and Kumar. And look, at times it feels like there's jokes in this just to waste time. Like going back to the two friends locked in the closet. I don't think we needed that. And so they're freed by Wafflebot, but then the tip of Harold's dick gets stuck to the metal pole. I'm not a scientist, but I play one on TV, and that can't happen. I'm not going to try to prove it, but it's not like your lips have moisture from your tongue. There's no moisture on there unless you're sweating, maybe. I don't see how. Maybe it could, because your fingers can do that, but like only if they're wet, right? I don't know, maybe. I don't know. It just feels like they're wasting time, because you think, okay, they're free, now they can go move on. But no, because now we have to spend 5 minutes getting his dick off the thing. And how we do that? By pouring scalding hot coffee on it. Because that's what you want to think about. Having scalding hot coffee poured on your package after it's already sticking to a cold frozen pole. Thanks, filmmakers. Thanks. I also like to extend the same thanks to the people who made Terrifier, because Terrifier 2, I should say. Thank you. Not David Gordon Green. I forget the guy's name. David Howard Thornton. That's Art the Clown. I can thank him, I guess. Damien Leone. Leone? Yeah, whatever. But yeah. So, they have a shotgun, the only thing left, and they say, well, we gotta fire it in the air. Someone comes every time. I've seen a lot of TV. Fire it in the air. So they fire it in the air, and down comes Santa Claus. Played by Richard Riley Riel. The grandpa from Grounded for Life. Good show, by the way. Yeah. And for some reason they have him shot in the head, but he's not dead because he's Santa Claus, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I saw us mention at one point they do run into Goldstein and Rosenberg and Goldstein. But again, this feels like we have to have them in the movie because they were in the last two. Because, really, this cameo amounts to nothing. All it does is show us that Goldstein is now married. He's converted to Christianity, which can happen, although he does use the word tokus. Oh, because after they escape from the party, they're high on hallucinogens that were put in their eggnog. Yeah, it becomes claymation for a while, where they try to save a squirrel, which in real life was a little kid. They're and then there's a real snowman, but it's not like the snowman was trying to kill him. They're like, oh, look what you did to the snowman, Tukas, or whatever he says. But you're not Jewish anymore. You still speak like one. Yeah. He also says he's going to uncircumcise his Coco Jumbo. Again, I'm no scientist, but I play one on TV, and I don't think that's possible. What are they going to do? Glue it back on? I mean, you don't have to be Jewish to be circumcised. I know. Just because you're circumcised doesn't mean it doesn't mean everyone that is circumcised is Jewish, because I'm not Jewish. But I'm circumcised. And this has been a pointless fact you never wanted to know about Scotty. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. So, I do want to kind of give them kudos because the frozen pole dick thing and the waffle bot were teased earlier when Kumar was sitting on the couch getting high. He sees the commercial for the waffle bot, and then when Vanessa shows up and tells him that she's pregnant, they show the clip on the TV of the Christmas Story thing. So that was kind of foreshadowing. So after Kumar uses his doctor skills, by the way, they say he flunked out of medical school, but it turns out that they drug tested him, and that's why he was kicked out. So, yeah, it's something that would happen, but it does sound kind of stupid when you really think about it. So Santa Claus gives him a ride back. This is the end of the movie, by the way, because he comes back and then Trejo is waiting there. Where's my tree? And Harold reads in the riot act. But again, this all feels like retread from the first film. Because the whole thing when the first film was, the entire journey that Harold went on made him be a bigger man. It's what caused him to stand up to the jerks at work. They're trying to make him do their work for him. And it even got him to ask out Maria. So it's just rehashing everything. So now he stands up to Danny Trejo, who now respects him. You have cojones. And they had a joke earlier about how he was on Rosetta Stone, but he didn't say the right word, and it came out as buttfucker in Spanish. Where here he gets it right, which makes me think they only had him say the wrong word for a cheap joke. Which, you know. And then, for some reason out of nowhere, Kumar shows up at Vanessa's house. She's with her parents for some reason. And he promises he wants to be a part of the baby's life and help her out and stop smoking weed. But then she's like, no, don't smoke weed. I'll just give you my urine. Again, I'm no scientist, but I do play one on TV. I've never gotten that I'm going to buy fake pee from someone so that they can't tell that I'm on drugs. But you see, they'd be able to tell it's not yours because of a little something we like to call DNA. Yeah, so they can test that, but you think they'd also be smart enough to test to see whose it is. And if it doesn't match your DNA, you fucked. So I don't think that's how it would, I don't think it would actually work that way. I've seen this on Smallville, on here, on a couple other shows, and I think One Tree Hill did a thing about it. It just seemed to me like people wouldn't be that stupid. Like, they'd test it and not just go, okay, it's clean. They'd also test it to make sure it's yours. At least, maybe not in 2011, but by now, you think they would have that all set up where, oh, we're going to test it to see, not only now is it clean, but we're going to test to see with your DNA. So if it's not yours, you're screwed. Everything ends up being happy. Oh, by the way, it is revealed that Santa Claus sent the package with the joint in it. Yep, and everyone is now happy. Also, I don't know if I call it a running gag, but they keep mentioning it, that Harold's having this party, and everybody else but Kumar. And by the time Vanessa calls towards just before the Santa Claus thing happens, it's like, we get it. He invited everyone but Harold. But we don't need both Rosenberg and Goldstein to do it. And another person to say, oh, I can't make it. Another one. And then finally, yeah. Again, no, it feels like something was also cut because, well, I guess the friends knock out Sergei. But I don't know. The whole Russian subplot feels unfinished. Like, getting knocked in the back of the head thing. Like, it feels like it wouldn't just be happy, hunky-dory stuff. There'd be, like, for one thing, Adrian left his clothes there. So, his wallet's probably in there. They could pick hair or some kind of DNA off of it. He probably told the daughter his name. So he could track him down, and through that he'll find Kumar, and then he'll find Harold, and then they're fucked again. That should have been the fourth film, which Neil Patrick Harris does tease. Hey, no problem, guys. I'll see you in the fourth one. And there is a gag where they bring in his real life husband, and they're like, "Oh, he's actually his drug dealer, not really his husband." They just pretend, and it's a good gag, but I don't know. Maybe it's in bad taste. I don't know, but I'll give this a very high middle of the road. If I'm gonna watch one of these, I'm gonna watch the first one, plain and simple. This one's not bad though. It's not bad. It's better than I would put the the second one, third one, and the first one at the top. Best one, I think. And ironically, I'm not even thinking, and it wasn't even when I was watching this movie. I should have waited till I started watching the movie. I was watching a video on YouTube, and I had the White Castle hamburgers. The ones you can do in the microwave. I had those for lunch. And then I put the movie on, and I'm like, there's a point, the whole Goldstein and Rosenberg scene, they go to White Castle to call back to the movie, and I went, I should have waited to eat lunch with this. Because, I didn't even think about it. You know, shit happens. So, what are your thoughts on a very Harold and Kumar Christmas? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.